story begins over 2,000 years ago with Germania, a land of dense forests and powerful tribes resisting Roman expansion. These tribes were fierce warriors and masters of guerrilla tactics, and none was more famous than Arminius, a chieftain who had once served in the Roman army. In 9 CE, he turned against Rome, orchestrating a devastating ambush in the Teutoburg forest that destroyed 3 Roman legions. This victory became a symbol of defiance, planting the seeds of a German identity. Though the Romans never fully conquered Germania, their influence lingered through trade and cultural exchange. Over time, these tribes evolved into kingdoms like the Franks and Saxons, shaping early medieval Europe. The Franks, led by Charlemagne, established the Holy Roman Empire in 800 CE. Charlemagne's reign brought reforms in governance, education, and religion, setting the stage for centuries of German cultural growth. The Holy Roman Empire was not a single unified state, but a complex patchwork of duchies, principalities, and free cities. Its emperors, often elected by a council of nobles, wielded varying degrees of power. This decentralization became both a strength and a weakness, fostering cultural diversity, but leaving the empire vulnerable to external threats and internal conflict. As the medieval world gave way to the Renaissance and Reformation, Germany became a hotbed of religious and political upheaval. Martin Luther's 95 Theses, nailed to a church door in Wittenberg in 1517, sparked the Protestant Reformation. This movement not only reshaped Christianity, but also divided the Holy Roman Empire, leading to decades of war and instability. In the 18th century, Prussia emerged as a dominant power. Under Frederick the Great, Prussia transformed into a militarized state with an efficient bureaucracy and a strong economy. Frederick's leadership during the 7 Years' War cemented Prussia's reputation as a European powerhouse. This era also saw advancements in science and philosophy, with German thinkers like Immanuel Kant influencing the Enlightenment. By the 19th century, the call for German unification grew louder. After the Napoleonic Wars, German states formed a loose confederation, but true unification remained elusive until Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor, took charge. Through a series of wars against Denmark, Austria, and France, Bismarck orchestrated the unification of Germany in 1871. This monumental achievement, declared in the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles, marked the birth of the German Empire, a period of rapid industrialization and cultural flourishing. As Germany's economy and military grew, so did its ambitions. By the early 20th century, tensions in Europe reached a boiling point. Germany's alliances and rivalries drew it into World War I in 1914. The war, marked by trench warfare and unprecedented casualties, ended in 1918 with Germany's defeat. The Treaty of Versailles that followed was devastating for Germany. Stripped of territory and forced to pay massive reparations, the nation's economy crumbled. The treaty also imposed strict limits on Germany's military, fueling resentment and a sense of humiliation. The interwar period saw the rise of the Weimar Republic, Germany's first attempt at democracy. While the 1920s brought cultural innovation and moments of economic recovery, the Great Depression plunged the country into chaos. Hyperinflation wiped out savings, and unemployment soared, creating fertile ground for political extremism. Amid this turmoil emerged Adolf Hitler, a charismatic yet ruthless figure who promised to restore Germany's pride and power. As leader of the Nazi Party, Hitler rose to prominence by exploiting fear, anger, and economic despair. In 1933, he was appointed chancellor, and within a year, he consolidated power, declaring himself Führer and dismantling the democratic institutions of the Weimar Republic. The Nazi regime's policies focused on militarization, propaganda, and racial ideology. Hitler's vision of a greater Germany involved not only territorial expansion, but also the systematic persecution of Jews and other minorities. This ideology culminated in the Holocaust, a genocide that remains one of the darkest chapters in human history. In 1939, Germany invaded Poland, igniting World War II. Hitler's strategy of blitzkrieg, or lightning war, brought early victories. But by 1941, the invasion of the Soviet Union and entry of the United States into the war turned the tide against Germany. By 1945, Berlin lay in ruins, and Hitler had taken his own life as Allied forces closed in. Germany's defeat in World War II left the nation devastated. The Allies divided it into East and West Germany, with East Germany becoming a Soviet-controlled communist state and West Germany aligning with the democratic West. The Cold War turned Germany into a focal point of global tension, symbolized by the Berlin Wall, which separated families and friends for decades. In 1989, the fall of the Berlin Wall marked the end of the Cold War and paved the way for Germany's reunification. In 1990, East and West Germany officially became one nation again, embarking on a new chapter of democracy and economic growth. Modern Germany is a global leader in technology, culture, and diplomacy. It has faced challenges from addressing its historical legacy to integrating diverse populations, but it remains a cornerstone of the European Union and a symbol of resilience. From its tribal beginnings to its role as a modern powerhouse, Germany's history is a testament to the complexities of human ambition, conflict, and progress. Each chapter offers lessons for the present and inspiration for the future. What part of Germany's story resonates most with you? Let us know in the comments below.